And we are wrestling with WWE Survivor Series. So later today, it takes place in Chicago, Illinois, at the Rosemont Horizon All-State Arena. Is expected to be a 17,000 seat sellout. If you watched SmackDown last night, you know that yeah, there was a lot of fucking people in the crowd. Oh, so let's get into it. There's five matches on the card. Um, you know, two of them are probably going to go 40 plus minutes. So essentially there is, you know, it does seem somewhat solid to a degree. What's your take on the card as a whole? Okay, so what are your thoughts on the five matches announced?
Uh, I think they kind of like understand short and sweet is to the point. Uh, Honestly, I think it's crazy because they're kind of doing the opposite of what AEW is doing. Because remember, what was it? Didn't they have a event in Indiana, and it just was only like five shows on the card. So they're getting the understanding of less is more because when you got the matches that people want to see, it's easier to sell them in on those than trying to,
Right.
load it up, New Japan. But so yeah, we'll see how it goes. Now that doesn't guarantee good matches, but it just guarantees that all the matches have importance. But I think that's always been a Triple H thing.
Right.
So he's always been with all his events. He tends to go not that many matches, less is more. Make people pay attention to the matches that actually has importance to it.
This is probably going to be the first match on the card,
Does that mean they're all going to be bangers? No.
but it doesn't not mean that they're all going to be bangers as well. The first
I
match,
mean, that doesn't mean every match is going to be a five-star match, but
but maybe it can. Alright, we got the women's War Games match to start. Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, Shotzi, and Becky Lynch versus Damage Control. Uh, we got Io Sky. And on that form, there was a Dakota Kai with a barely there and a barely there. Is everywhere. Dakota Kai's not in the match though. It's Britt Bailey, Io, Asuka, and Kairi Sane, the punk emo pirate. Who wins, Kaliko?
it's very confusing because usually when you have these matches with like factions, factions usually tend to win. Um, but in this match, I think Bailey gets turned on, Damage Control loses.
Did Damage Control lose last time? Yes, they did. They lost
They
last year.
did?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. Bianca
So you
Belair.
think the Pirate Princess is putting them over the top?
Well, last year it was Bianca, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, and Mia Yim and Becky Lynch. They defeated Bailey, Dakota Kai, Io Sky, ironically enough, Nikki Cross, and Rhea Ripley. So not
Yeah,
technically.
but that was like a Raw versus SmackDown format. You can't.
Oh, fair enough.
This is a Raw versus. This isn't a Raw versus SmackDown format. This is more of how Triple H did in NXT when you have these factions, and these factions are the ones that are actually fighting for their lives, not the actual brand split that we've come to know.
So, who are you going with?
Honestly, my mind is telling me that Damage Control is gonna lose because something's gonna have to give with. Because we kind of all see Bailey coming out of this like getting betrayed, right?
But
So the question is, do you think that peaks after they win, or do you think that peaks because they lose?
hmm. Well, if it's expected, then doesn't that mean that it's usually not going to happen?
People are expecting CM Punk to come back.
It could happen.
To, need I say more?
You have to have hope, Kalika. So,
Hope don't pay the bills.
so you're going with a damage control out.
I I can't see them because they're adding a new group member. And the thing is this: by adding a new group member, they added two new group members.
Right.
So honestly, it's just a factor of chemistry. Like, which team do you think has the better chemistry? A hodgepodge of people who kind of came together and has this common enemy, or a stable that's kind of been kind of thin ice and they got two new members, and the person who thinks they're the leader is not realizing that they may not be the leader. So it's kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Both, I'll put it this way: both teams have variables to the point where if they lose, I am not shocked if either loses.
I'm going.
But I will take the whiff on the faces because Judgment Day is gonna have to win at the end, and I don't see two heels winning both matches.
Well, that's well, that's what I was kind of going to get at. We'll talk about the Judgment Day match, and when we get to it. But I do see Damage Control winning this one. Um, I think that they did add two new members to the group, and it would kind of be meaningless if they just lost. Um, so and then when we get to, I do think that the men's is going to go to the faces, and that's another reason why I think Damage Control is going to win this one. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Um, we got a singles match with Carlito Caribbean Cool um, fighting Santa Escobar.
Well, actually, it's Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar.
Oh, Dragon Lee now?
Carlito is, or at least what I've read, is injured, so therefore it is Dragon Lee.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. We will get back to this match. Let's go Gunther defending the Intercontinental Championship against The Miz. Who wins that match?
Ooh, Gunther ain't no goddamn. Don't get me wrong. I love the Miz. I love his hustle. I love his story. I love the fact that he has trying to go for the most intercontinental reigns. However, Gunther is a whole different motherfucker than beating Dolph Ziggler for the title. So Gunther.
Yeah, agreed. Gunto for the win. Yeah, going back to Santo Escobar, he is fighting Dragon Lee indeed. I don't know what the hell they're doing with Carlito. I think people would rather see Carlito than Dragon Lee at this point, but I digress. Who wins the match?
They're saving Carlito because Santos needs the win to justify his turn. See, everything needs a justification or a means to it. What's the point of him turning if he's not going to benefit? So that's why. It'll build up to Carlito. Carlito will get his turn to get them hands. But for right now, Dragon Lee, you're the first victim on The Price is Right. Come on now.
Alright. Sending the Dragon out to slaughter.
I mean, shit. They already brought Sonata out to slaughter.
Rhea Ripley defending the Women's World Championship against Zoe Starks.
Next.
The men's War Games match. We got Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Jey Uso, and Sami Zayn with Randy Orton. They're taking on the Judgment Day, Damian Priest, Finn Balor, Dirty Dominic Mysterio, DJ Nick Funko, and Drew McIntyre. Who wins?
This is where I think the faces win. Because of the simple fact that the way the Judgment Day is kind of too chummy to me, and the fact that it kind of had the whole "I'm the leader" thing,
Right.
which seemed to set this Judgment Day off more so than anything. So that they're winning. To me, the faces are winning, and this is going to start to see the breakup of the Judgment Day because adding a new member, especially someone who somebody didn't like, and then adding Drew McIntyre due to mommy doing that, it kind of rubs me like somebody's about to go.
I don't know about that, but I think Drew McIntyre is in this match to take the L. And whether whoever is the one that gives the pin that pins him, that's going to be the next rivalry for Drew McIntyre. Whether that's Jey Uso or Cody Rhodes. I don't necessarily
It would have.
expect Randy Orton to get the W on this one. The pin, anyway.
Well, wait a minute. So this is the bigger question. So is it like the old war games where it's individual elimination, or is it just a single pin
Single pin.
completes it? Okay, so there we go.
So I think if Drew takes the L, it doesn't hurt the Judgment Day. And they could make they'll argue within it themselves, but they at the end of the day you could say, well, we didn't lose, Drew lost. He's not a part of us. You know what I mean?
But I could see that because it could start infighting of the fact that Rhea was the one who put him in that spot in the first place. So I could see that happening. But I also see the point where JD McDonough takes the pin and Damien and Finn are kind of going at it. because eventually they're gonna have to lose the tag title.
Um,
So the question is, what is the catalyst for that to happen? Because there's going to be a lot of moving. It's a lot of moving parts because we got a Money in the Bank that is yet to be cashed in. We have a um, a group that has a tag team that we're going to have to determine who's contenders, who's going to take it off of them, so that the Judgment Day story can continue.
you know,
So
yeah.
it's a lot of moving parts.
I think, well, I don't necessarily. What the issue? I think the issues right now are with Priest and Rhea rather than Finn and Priest. They kind of went through that already. I mean, yeah, they could bring it back up, but I think they're telling the
The
story.
reason
Huh?
Well, the reason it would have to be between them two because somebody's gonna have to portray somebody that caused the title loss. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Unless they do something unprecedented in which they kick a tag champion out the group and give the tag title to somebody else,
Mm.
which would be something different. That would be really, really different. And I could welcome that. Like, oh my God, not only did they kick him out, they didn't even let him like keep the title on the way out type deal, which is different, but it's just a matter of how they're gonna go about it. And I'm not all against that though. To be quite honest. Fresh change. Fresh change to break up a group.
Right. So I'm going with Drew McIntyre taking a pin from Jey Uso or Cody. Who are you going with?
Oof. That's cool. The only reason I don't see McIntyre taking the pin from Jay is the simple fact that Jay is going to end up dealing with Jimmy in a couple months. Um, I think I think Seth is in a world of trouble because he needs to keep his shit on the swivel. He's got Nakamura after. He's definitely got Drew after him. He's definitely got Damien after him. Definitely got Cody after him. Too many people for him to keep a head on the swivel. I wouldn't be surprised. Well, Seth pins Drew.
Wow, you're going with Drew takes an L as well.
I think it's either Seth pins Drew or JD gets pinned by Jay.
Okay. So what answer are you locking in? Because two different people are winning the match in both scenarios.
I know. So I'm gonna go McDonough getting pinned by Jay.
Alright.
Because this is Jay's first shot at Survivor Series as a single star. It kind of puts him up in there as the sole survivor. And that used to mean something. Yes, kids, being the sole survivor meant something.
No, it's not on the card. It's not being published. It's not a thing quite yet. But do you see them adding a Nakamura Open Challenge match?
Everyone, I don't,
You know what I'm getting at, right?
considering the, yes, you're right, considering the Nakamura CM Punk drama, because somehow Living Color came out with a remastered version of Cult of Personality the day before. Ironically enough.
Have you not?
So
Have you not been on Reddit?
no.
Okay, so the big thing on Reddit right now is instead of CM Punk, WWE brings back. That is, and it's the meme of the internet right now is instead of CM Punk, who does WWE instead of CM Punk, WWE brings back, and you fill in the blank. One of these instead of CM Punk's WWE brings back you was a was one of them that CM Punk actually um, posted himself. He didn't post it, but he shared the post on his social media. I think that there might be something there. Obviously we'll see it when it's there, and if Nakamura comes out, then odds are it is going to be CM Punk. That's the
So
only.
wait a minute. What was the rumor again? WWE brings out who?
Oh, it's just a meme, honestly. It's just a CM. Instead of the CM Punk, WWE brings back the Gobbledygook Ball. Um, instead of CM Punk, WWE brings back Gilborg. They bring back
Anonymous GM.
Jackie Daytona.
Anonymous GM.
Yeah. So it's taken on a life of its own, but it does seem interesting, and I think that it might happen. I think that there's better chance of it happening than not happening, is what I'm gonna say. It's all I'm going to say.
Un- Unfortunately, but the problem is like if he comes back, which punk are you getting?
Well, that's the question now, ain't it?
And that's the biggest that's the biggest question of them all. Are you getting Punk trying to get back to survive main event WrestleMania, or are you getting Punk shitting on AEW?
We shall see. But I mean, I can imagine that
See,
a match with Nakamura isn't going to be 5 stars, no?
I really had hopes from Nakamura when he was feuding with Seth. I really thought he would have got the title from him.
Yeah. I mean, all is not lost yet, but
Curse you.
I mean, a CM Punk Nakamura rivalry won't necessarily suck, if I'm being honest.
Um, CM Punk Kento probably would have made more sense.
Well, WWE, Kenta left WWE quite some time ago, so.
I know, but I know, but I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Alright, I think that will conclude our coverage of WWE Survivor Series. Um, we will do a full review next week on the show. Um, until then, we will conclude this episode. Thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment on our YouTube and Castbox. This was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Kale One Coffee. Join us this Tuesday as we interview Mickey Mobile. This Wednesday as we interview Alex Ace. Join us every Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews. Follow the show at Wrestling with E, both on X, Instagram, and Thread, and follow me personally at JamesJ993. Where can we find Kalika?
At I am Kaliko, getting ready for Survivor Series. Happy Turkey Day, everybody. Or post Turkey Day.
Yes, we're full of turkey and rage right now.
And Hangman Page, but yeah.
For Coleco Yachts and Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hey, folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.